Yesterday we stopped at after reading this paragraph, but we haven't elaborated on what is this paragraph about. This paragraph briefly explains about the 5 hindrances. Let's take a look at one by one. What are these 5 hindrances? The first one, sensual desire, is interpreted in 2 ways. Sometimes it is understood in a narrow sense as lust for the 5 strands of sense pleasure. 5 senses of sense pleasure: agreeable sights, sounds, smells, taste from the tongue, and touches from the skin. Sometimes a broader interpretation is given, by which the term becomes inclusive of craving in all its modes. So, sense pleasures, which are explained in the above, the 5 strands of sense pleasures, but it can also include wealth, power, position, fame, whatever it can settle upon. So these 2 ways of sensual desires. 5 strands of sense pleasure, this can be anything that is agreeable to you. Sights for men, probably like a pretty lady when they walk by and then we turn our head slowly. But it can also be a neutral. It doesn't have to be persons. It can be like a very beautiful views, sceneries, agreeable sights. Yeah. Sounds. What is agreeable sounds? Music. Do you guys listen to music? For me, when I exercise, I play a very upbeat music so that I get myself pumped, more energized. Yeah. When I want to sleep, I play some kind of a slow, melodic song, a melancholic song, yeah. Like Coldplay, Pink Floyd. Not sure if you guys know any of those. Yeah, smells. Who doesn't like to smell good stuff? This one is always noticeable when someone just came out of the washroom and then they just took the big one. Oh, when you go inside, oh, the smell is so strong. I almost wanted to puke. Yeah, but that's not agreeable smell. Agreeable smell can be perfume, maybe, or when you walk by a good restaurant where they cook a lot of good stuff, and then when you walk by, oh, it smells so good, I want to eat at this place. That's one way. I think bread talk, bread talk. They usually use this tactic. They make their bread smell so good, and then people around will be attracted and they enter into their shop. Yeah, that's what I read. Taste. Taste is, of course, can include food, the food that you like, and also the drinks. Okay? For me, it's the sugary drinks, tea, matcha latte, anything creamy would be agreeable to my taste. Touch can be a touch with your partner, with your boyfriend or with your girlfriend. It can include hugs, probably kisses as well. There are some examples of the 5 strands of sense pleasures. A broader interpretation, this one is defined pretty clearly here. Can be include money, wealth, power. What do we mean by power? Usually power in this context is regarded by a way to control people according to what we want. A very simple example, power over our kids if we have one. We want our kids to do what we want them to do, usually, isn't it? Yeah, there is one simple example that's usually relatable. but it can, in the context of company, probably power over your employee, or in the context of politics, power over the citizens, or power over the citizens' vote. Yeah, something like that. Position, position probably more relevant for those who work in a company. Yeah. They want a higher and higher position. Manager, not enough. Become, but after manager, vice president. Vice president, not enough. Want to become president. President, not enough. Want to become the director. After director, become CEO. CEO, then want to become chairman. Chairman, not enough. Want 2 companies. Build another one. 2 companies not enough. Build 10 companies. Like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, yeah, all those guys. So when is enough? No one knows. Only them will know. Fame. Fame is more relevant to probably entertainment industry. The actress, celebrities, you know, they probably enjoy being famous, but sometimes it can get them into trouble as well, being too famous. You cannot walk on the street peacefully. Everyone would recognize you and then you get surrounded. Yeah. You cannot go anywhere public without being recognized. So this is one downside of being famous. That's the first part, sensual desire. Any question or comments? Anything you would like to add on? Okay, Sai Kiang.
I'm just curious because usually when we talk about 6 sense base, right, there is the mind that us, like craving for thoughts, like nice thoughts, memories and all that. But I'm just not sure why is it not mentioned here.
That's a good question. That's a good question. I would say memories. Because the 5 strengths of sense pleasure would cover the first 5 sense bases. I would have thought that the second interpretation would include the mind base. Because usually wealth, power, position, fame is usually what obsesses the mind. So probably it's included here. Anything else the mind can settle upon. Memories, nostalgic, past memories, Yeah, what does others think? This is what I would interpret it. Does anyone have other answer for Sai Kiang's question? Yeah, I would say it's included in this second interpretation.
Actually, I'm also thinking about whether it's because this one is more for cultivation meditation, is it? For the 5 hindrances.
Yes.
So probably because we're meditating, we don't see the sights and we can hear sound, but we are mostly keeping our eyes closed. So when it mentioned these agreeable sights, is it from the mind, from the memory?
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's go back again to previous paragraph. So let's go back again, the reasons to explore 5 hindrances, like Sai Kiang mentioned. This is actually, let's see, this paragraph. They received the name hindrances because they block the path to liberation. They grow up and over the mind, preventing calm and insight, the primary instruments for progress.
So it's a hindrance to the mind. So that's why it's talking about the first 5 sense base
Yes.
that affects the mind. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So yesterday I gave example. Some examples are, this one is when I meditate, let's say when I try to observe the breath in and out, in and out. Suddenly the thought of the nice fried rice that I had yesterday came to mind. Oh, it was so nice, this fried rice. I wanted to have it again later in the afternoon.
So this fried rice will come in a way of sight because you're visualizing that fried rice that you see, and also the taste, right? That you taste from the. So it's sort of like recalling and it's in the thoughts. So when you're cultivating is already the mind. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I understand.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for the question. It's a good question. Okay. Anyone else? This is just a brief explanation, but below the second factor of right effort, it will be explored in much deeper. Okay. Okay, let's go to the second hindrance, ill will. It's a synonym for aversion, comprises hatred, anger, resentment, repulsion of every shade, whether directed towards other people, towards oneself, towards an object, or towards situations. So, repulsion of every shade, it can be very mild until a very strong repulsion, aversion towards something. Directed towards other people. Sometimes, I'm not sure, this is probably just me. Sometimes when I see a certain person, just by the sight of that person, it will already create aversion in me. I don't know why. Yeah. I think in Hokkien, we have the term called the kiamba. Every time I see the person, I want to slap the person. The person did not even do anything to me.
Is it a stranger or somebody that you know?
Somebody that I know.
Somebody that you know, that means you have to look into the conditions that, the aversion arises. What are the previous encounters you have with this person that brings rise to that aversion?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
When talking about this, probably some other people see me the same way. Whenever they see my face, wow, they really want to slap my face. I don't know. Is this only me, or do you guys have same experience?
I think when I'm working, I do have issues with colleagues that don't agree with you. So every time you have meeting with them, then even before they speak, you already know that they're going to say something that is against your suggestion, that kind of thing. So yeah, that sort of like you already have that negative thought in you even before you bring up something. So I think that is not correct, because in different situations, she might not, disagree with you, but we already have that negativity in us. So yeah, and then also when I encounter, because I'm working in hospital, so you have patients, so from the side, the way they dress, the way, you already say, this one is Abing, this uncle, you see a pack of cigarette inside in his pocket, and then because you don't like smokers, then you have the impression that difficult customer, difficult patient, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, but quite easy. This aversion just arises in you.
Okay, that's a good example. Colleagues, some colleagues are really difficult, so to speak, difficult. Yeah, I do had one before. But luckily, in my previous company, I have moved on. Okay, that's a good example. Anyone else? would like to share? Zhang Jie?
Perfect examples. I feel that this ill will might come. I feel that the aversions might come in two forms. One is you are scared of the person. The other is you feel very unjust and very angry against that person. Like recently, in my school, my professors they want to change schedule for a class next semester that I already signed up for. And then they circulated an email last week, asked us whether anyone will have any problem. Last Monday, they said, please reply as soon as possible. So I replied immediately that I have a problem. And then they ignored me. And then yesterday, I sent a chaser. And the professor who was teaching the class simply asked the director of graduate studies, said that, so can you confirm that the class will be moved to this time? And then I was so upset because, like, first of all, you changed the class after I signed up. Second, I told you I cannot, and you go ahead, you just ignore me and ask me to, and you are going to go ahead and reschedule anyway. And then thirdly, I'm even more upset because I heard that they are changing the schedule, so they want to make sure that the PhD students can attend the class. So that means I become disposable almost. And well, last night I was extra upset, maybe because I didn't make it to the meditation yesterday, so I was determined that I was confident. But anyhow, when I was upset, it's very difficult to get over the feeling of unjust.
And thanks for sharing. And when you try to meditate, does it, overwhelm your mind, this upsetness, and you cannot meditate calmly?
Well, a couple of other things happened today, so I already got over it before I came, so it's better.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. Yeah, when there's an unjust situation, this would probably usually obsess our mind. Like, why did you do this? This is not right, especially for people. So thanks for sharing, Zhang Jie. I think most of us can relate well to an unjust situation. That is ill will, especially towards people. Most of the time it's towards people, actually. Objects, what kind of objects we have aversions to? Probably if we see unflushed toilet, then they will be quite repulsive.
My previous neighbor also like that. My previous neighbor talk nonsense. I feel like giving her a slap.
Oh, correct. Yeah. Hey, how is it, Craig? Is your neighbor have moved on or?
No, she follow me, and stalking me,
She's still following you now?
Yeah.
What?
Now she talking, talking nonsense. I feel like giving her a slap, I say you come. I told her you come down here. I'll give you a slap.
Oh yeah, you should call the police. Stalking is a crime, right?
Police, I inform also. No action taken, so they can keep on doing as they like, Yeah.
We should move to some other place.
Even I move also, they move. They know where I move also.
Wow. So, okay, I will take this offline. This can be quite private. Okay, thanks, Craig, for sharing.
Yeah.
Okay, we can say that's persistent. Yeah. Okay, anyway, ill will. We have 2 minutes left. Let's see. Anything else you would like to be elaborated in this part, second hindrance?
So going back to Zhang Jie's issue of ill will. So after we learn all this, Buddhism, how can we then, overcome. When we feel that it's injustice, when we feel that it's not right,
Mm.
then how can we, look from another perspective, looking at a broader view. That means putting ourselves in the person who is doing the schedule. Because sometimes I recall myself previously when I work, I have to do rostering for, the weekly duties of my subordinate. So when I plan roster, usually you cannot please everybody because there's bound to be people who doesn't like certain duties, but we have to rotate them, otherwise you lost touch with that job skill. And then so when you're doing duty roster, then you also ask for feedback from the staff, like what Zhang Jie's supervisor did now. But after that I come out with a roster, then cannot please everybody, so probably instead of like creating unhappiness, have to really explain to them the situation. Yeah, have to let them know the reason why you are doing this and why you are doing that. Sometimes it's the communication, I feel, the communication. So for Zhang Jie's side, when you receive that that message, that situation is announced in public already, so there's no return sort of like that. So probably, I don't know lah, the relationship between you and the supervisor, yeah, how can we improve on that, instead of being very angry and approaching your supervisor, probably have to think of a better way to talk to him. And, yeah, I know it's difficult. It's difficult.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you. I composed an angry email last night, but I diplomatically withheld it. I tried to call him and then
So you said you reply a very angry email to him, huh?
no, I composed the email. Then I saved it in my draft. I didn't send it out.
Oh, that is good. That is good. So that's a way of venting your anger and not doing it out. I think, yeah, sometimes when we really cannot control ourselves, then probably, yeah, you can do something like that first. And probably like what I've been sharing previously about the cockroach. So try sending metta to this supervisor. Try to visualize him as just a sentient being. So he's also suffering, that kind of thing. So send good thoughts to him. Yeah. Well, wishing him to be good, basically, even if he's not good to you, I'm sure, he as a person, he has benefited other people. So try to act on that part to generate good thoughts. So from our side, what we can do is we try to build a better relationship rather than anger, because anger cannot cure anger. We learn that, okay, aversion arises. We use loving kindness, we use compassion to try and counter that. Otherwise, it will build up into a snowball, because it can start from a very small conflict, and then then slowly the aversion is there, and then you don't remove it from yourself, then it will build up in you. So probably try to start with yourself first. Try to meditate using metta. Do a lot of metta meditation. Send loving kindness, not only to him, maybe to all sentient beings. Just practice that way. So to try and see whether that can help you. Yeah.
Thank you, Sister Second.
加油加油。
It helps.
Okay, we have an interesting case study this morning. Okay, any other comments before we wrap up for the day? For the morning, not the day. Okay, if not, then let's put our palms together and do a dedication. 愿消三障诸烦恼，愿得智慧真明了，普愿罪障悉消除，世世常行菩萨道。阿弥陀佛。Till we meet again, may we be guided by the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Have a less hatred day ahead. Or less aversion. If possible, no aversion. Thanks everyone for participating. I'll see you guys again next time.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Bye bye.